Hey guys, today we are going to be working over in the woodland garden, but first, this is oak leaf hydrangea ruby slippers, and she is loaded with buds. I wanted to give you guys a look at her. I did have to put a little bit of metal fencing under her to prop her up a bit because she was spilling over into the pathway. And I probably will have to get quite a bit more to try to hold her up a bit. I can also widen this pathway by removing quite a bit of these daylilies. These daylilies are also loaded in buds, and these line the staircase, which is the main entryway into the garden. These line both sides of the staircase. This is a orange daylily, also known as tiger lily and ditch lily. They are edible, but they are also considered invasive. So I do have these all over the property. I even dug up quite a bit and gave some to my mom and dad. So these grow really well. So I'm not really too concerned if I do have to remove quite a bit of these to widen the pathway. That might be what I have to do. Not exactly sure. I am going to get a bit more fencing to try to hold her up a bit and see if that helps before I remove any of the daylilies. But I just wanted to give you guys a look at her. She is gorgeous and loving her spot over here. But today we will be working in the woodland garden space. We have quite a bit of hostas to get in the ground today. We are going to be planting rainforest sunrise hostas, and I have quite a bit of them right here. I did splurge on this buy, and this cost me about $115. But earlier on, I had the idea that I wanted to line the woodland garden with the rainforest sunrise hostas. I did plant quite a few in the late winter. Last year I got these rainforest sunrise hostas. I got 8 of them for $3 a piece. I wasn't that lucky to get them on clearance this year, but I went ahead and grabbed them because I really wanted to do this project. I did notice that the less sun they get, the more of a darker green they are. The more sun, they are lighter and brighter, but they are still gorgeous nonetheless. I believe I have about 15 of them. So we are going to line the woodland garden path with these hostas. Most of them are going to be going on this left side right here. I think I'm just going to stop the rainforest sunrise hostas on this side where they are. So this side has 5, and I've already planted up this side. We also might get in a little bit of sheet mulching today, not exactly sure, but the rest of this bed is loaded with quite a bit of astilbe. So I'm gonna leave that border like that. I'm not gonna plant any more sunrise hostas on this side, but we are going to continue on this side all the way down to where this pathway ends. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go ahead and place the hostas along the pathway where I want them, and hopefully we have enough. Oh no, I just dropped some. Some of these are also a bit bigger than others. So I'm going to make sure I place the better looking ones first. rainforest sunrise hostas have been placed. I did a gentle curve around the redbud tree, and eventually this pathway will go on out towards the woods. Looks like I'm going to need about 3 to 5 more rainforest hostas for this space. I do want to replace at least one of these for a fuller one for this area. Eventually there will be a garden gate that will lead you further into the woods. Hopefully this space will be cleared a bit more in the wintertime, but I will have to pick up more rainforest hostas. But as of right now, all of the rainforest hostas have been placed, so let's go ahead and get them in the ground. I am still going to be using my shovel because I do not have my auger. I let my mom borrow it. But in all honesty, there are quite a bit of roots in this area because this used to be the woods. So the auger might have a bit of trouble in this area. Anywho, so I'm gonna stick with the old-fashioned shovel. And break up the roots a bit. These are really saturated with water because we've had rain for quite a few days now. The ground is still wet as well, so not going to worry about watering these. And we are expected to get a bit more rain tomorrow as well. I'm gonna chop up these roots under this one a bit more. honestly, the roots haven't really been too bad in this area. Hopefully when I get around this redbud tree, it doesn't start to get too bad, but I've been able to get these in pretty easily so far, so hopefully that continues near this redbud tree. Loosen up the roots a bit. Getting pretty close to the base of this redbud tree. I was going to not plant one this close to the base and just make the trunk like a space where a hosta should have been, but it was the tree instead. But I've just decided to move the pathway over a bit so the tree would actually be behind this row of hostas. Do have a large root in this area. Hopefully I can just tuck the hosta in here without affecting it too much. I'm gonna see if it's gonna fit here. Honestly, I'm probably going to just tuck the smaller one over here, because it looks like there's only, yeah, that one's fine here. This one is the smallest rainforest hosta out of all of them. Hopefully it fills out nicely though, and I am going to pick up quite a few more of these, so maybe I'll be able to switch that out if it doesn't fill in too good and I don't like the look of it. I just went ahead and bought that because I wanted to make sure I had enough. I'm going to have to go to another Walmart because the 15 that I actually purchased was the last of one of the Walmarts that I visit frequently, so I'm gonna have to go to another one to see if they have any more. The dirt seems to be really nice and soft in this area too. I've noticed that, minus the roots. And one more, tuck in. Hostas are in. I'm loving the look of this. I will say that I do prefer them on the brighter side than this darker color. So hopefully I can cut down a few limbs, maybe let a little bit more sunlight in. But I love the look of this, and I need to grab about 4 more. I might replace some of the ones that don't look that great. There's about 2 over here that are on the smaller size. I'm going to give them a little bit of time to fill out a bit, but most of these hostas seem like they had more than one in a container, while the smallest one only had 1 in the container, so I might go ahead and replace that one, but I do need to pick up about 4 more. But I love the look of this. But now, since the hostas are in, I think that we are going to go ahead and sheet mulch this area right here. I did plant some bleeding hearts over here, and I was waiting for them to pop up because some of them didn't have that much root growth when I planted the bare roots over here. I only see 3, not exactly sure. I planted one right here. I don't really see too much growth on that one, so I'm not exactly sure if that one's gonna make it. And I think I have about another one over in this area as well. Don't really see that either. But let's just go ahead and get sheet mulching this area. I'm gonna start by sheet mulching the area in front of this bed, because I'm going to leave some spaces exposed in the back for when I get a few more plants. I kind of want to plant some more ferns in this area before I sheet mulch the whole thing. So I'm just going to sheet mulch around the hostas and the corbels for right now. And I just soak the cardboard in water so it's easier to place around the plants, because soaking it in the water allows me to be able to rip the cardboard easier into smaller pieces to get them around all of these plants in this area. And I'm going to make sure I get a nice thick layer, because this area once was in the woods and I need to do whatever I can to combat all of the weeds and invasives from taking over this area again. And cardboard does break down. It is biodegradable and it will feed the soil over time. I do have a small bleeding heart right in this area. So I want to make sure that I'm careful around that. Don't want to mistake it for a weed, but it is growing pretty good. It was one of the smaller ones that I planted over here, but I don't think two of them actually grew that much that I put over here. I don't think I see them. I only know where one is. The other one, I don't think that is actually going to do too much more. The front of this flower bed has been cardboarded. I did leave a few spaces in the back for when I get my hands on a few more ferns I would like to tuck in this area, but let's go ahead and mulch the front side. The front half of this flower bed has been sheet mulched. I left quite a bit of space in the back for some more ferns. Once I get the ferns in, then I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of the sheet mulching of this flower bed. I think today's project turned out great. I'm loving the look of the rainforest sunrise hostas along the pathway. But that's going to be it for today's project. We are about to have a storm, so got to go ahead and get in the house. But I thank you guys for joining me on this project, and I hope again to see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.